your life live today? Have your troubles away. Maybe learn another way. Hanging with Loretta. Now it's time for some fun. Get some inspiration. Don't you stop until you won. Hanging with Loretta.
Hi everybody, welcome into the Loretta McNary Show. And we are having a great conversation today. We have three dynamic women, each in different fields that you will be able to relate to. We are celebrating International Women's Month, and that is held every year in March since the early 1900s to celebrate the achievement of women in all genres, whether it's political, ministry, fashion, design, film, politics. We are here to celebrate those women. And to kick off today's show, we have Michael Bradford. She is the membership director at the Crescent Club and also an avid and super amazing golf player and trainer.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you, Loretta.
I don't know where to start with you because you are so dynamic and you do so many things. So let's start with the Crescent Club. You've been here how long now? One of my favorite places.
Thank you. Yes, I've been here for 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
and it's absolutely been an awesome experience. I mean, being able to come up here and have this view and see these amazing sunsets every night, it's totally awesome.
But which one do you love the most? What you were doing prior to this, and I know you love them equally probably, but do you love being on the golf course, or you love being here in your suit and your pumps?
Well, it's completely different. I do love golf. Golf is my passion for sure. And I enjoy everything that comes with it. But having my role now and is very nice.
Okay, so how long have you been playing golf?
I started when I was 5 years old.
Ooh.
Yes, and my dad started my sister and I because they thought it was a good way for women to get scholarships, and we both did get scholarships to play golf. And I played at Baylor University.
Okay, go Baylor.
Yeah, Sick Bears. Yes.
I like what you just said, and I want to pause there just for a moment because I'm always looking for creative ways to help young people go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a show a few years ago on volleyball scholarships, and that went over really well because we had more girls to sign up for volleyball. And now I'm going to definitely do my best to get more young ladies to get involved with the game of golf.
Yes. Truly, because
there's the women's golf is called what's that tour called? The big national
LPGA.
LPGA.
Yes.
Okay. Whew. Did you ever have a goal to play the LPGA?
Yes, I actually went to qualifying school, and always a dream of mine from my childhood, and missed it by 2. But I was really glad that I was able to go.
But that's pretty good just to miss it by 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about the score, but I know anytime you're just doing something with just 2, it's got to be pretty good.
Yes.
So you got a scholarship, you went to Baylor, and then you got a job out of college as a golf trainer, or how did that work?
I started in the golf business at TPC in McKinney, and I was there for a year, and then I came to Memphis 10 years ago to be the assistant at TPC Southwind, and then was the head golf professional for 4 years before I left.
That is so awesome. So you've been playing since 5. So what do you think are some of the challenges or obstacles women have learning to play golf or wanting to be interested in golf?
Well, a couple things. People, you always need to start off with lessons and getting someone to be able to train you and make sure that you have your grip right. And it's a lot easier to do things correctly from the beginning if you learn from the start and not just try to do it yourself. And but also having the time to be able to go out there. But anymore, it's just about just going out there for 30 minutes, hitting some balls, or just playing a couple holes, not feeling like you have to be at the golf course for 2 to 4 hours to play.
I know, because it takes how long, basically on an average to shoot 18 holes of golf, or whatever you call it, shoot or tip off. And I want to talk about terminology for golf too. What's a par? What's a birdie? But tell me, how long does a normal 18 hole of golf take to play?
Normally 4 hours.
Normally 4 hours.
Yes. So,
okay. Put me down for 2.
Yes. But you get to be outside and outdoors, and it's very rare that you get to be in that kind of setting anymore these days in anything that you do. And, just being in nature, and then it is a lot more comfortable and atmosphere now. So people actually listen to music on the golf course and have speakers playing, and you enjoy.
So it's not as stoic or as super uber conservative, like quiet, because they have these signs that it's part of the whole golf nation. Shh.
Yes. No.
I've gone to the FedEx golf tournaments many times here, the St. Jude FedEx tournament that they have here, and I know it's very, very quiet on the golf course. And so now you say you can actually listen to music. Mm-hmm. Where is your favorite in all of the country place to play golf?
That's a great question.
Because it's probably everywhere.
I've had an opportunity to play a lot of great places.
Or just say here locally. Where's your favorite place?
Well, here locally, I would say TPC Southwind or Spring Creek.
Or Spring Creek.
Yes.
Are they, as a woman, do the guys look at you like, why is she here? Or she's holding up my golf game? Or
sometimes, but I like that because I'll just go out there and say, hey, you want to try to go play? And we'll...
How you show them up? So when they say, what's your handicap, what are they saying about that in golf?
Your handicap is pretty much like what you typically shoot over par. I mean, there's more into it than that, but so 72 is typically what par is for 18 holes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like a 5 handicap, so normally that would make me around 77 shooter every time I go. Yes.
So as a beginner, because I've only had many, many lessons, never really played a full game of golf, just many lessons. And I love that because I love the energy. I love the camaraderie because I'm usually playing with other women, taking lessons with a group of other women. So what is the easiest part to do in golf? Is it just the swing? Because it was complicated, but the guy was really cute too, so I could have probably learned a lot faster if he wasn't so cute, but he was. And I kept trying to get my stroke to go right, but...
Yes.
So more grass than hitting the ball off the tee.
Yes.
So how can I improve that?
So grip posture and alignment. The 3 things that, 95% of golf is just getting the right setup, and then the swing and everything comes so much easier.
Okay, like any fundamental, like in basketball, it's your form and being, able to run enough. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness, this time I told you I had a lot of questions for you, but I just want to publicly thank you all because the Crescent Club is like my second home for the show. You're like Studio B, and that's where we are today. We're at the Crescent Club in Memphis, and I'm so glad that you all have formed this partnership with me and allowed me to come do my show here.
Absolutely.
And I want people to contact you because membership here is not, some people think it's a luxury, but for me it's something that I need. I depend on having this luxury to get away and to have my business meeting. It's a good look when people come in town and I can bring them to lunch here. So how can they find you?
Yes. You can go to our website, crescentclub.com, and find more information. And we've got, 5 great private event rooms to be able to host any type of meeting from 5 to 200 people. Yes. And we have great networking opportunities. So, we're all about business professionals, young executives, dynamic women here. And we have events and everything around that too. Yes, for our members.
Thank you, Michael Lynn Bradford, for being our guest on the Loretta McNary Show, celebrating International Women's Month. Thank you so much for your time and being here.
Thank you.
Here at Durham School Services, we are looking for employees who act in a safe manner, serve as great team members, and provide exceptional customer service to all we serve.
So now we are talking to Ms. Keisha Mack. She is a corporate America management person. She has her own business. She has 2 amazing children, and she balances all of that. And we're going to get her to share some of her secrets because we're celebrating her as part of our International Women's Month on the Loretta McNary Show. So I don't know where to start first. Let's talk about the children first because you have an amazing story and how you so freely share your story with other people. You have a special place in my heart for that because I know how it is raising a child who had seizures and who people sometimes thought was a little different only because he had seizures, not because of the way he acted. But I made sure he was never stereotyped in school or in our families or at home. So tell me about Miss Queen lady over there that's trying to get her driver's license.
So my daughter, Kalisha, she graduated from Concord Academy, and she attends Southwest Community College. And, she has kind of really had to battle that part, especially going from high school into college and now, being an adult. And she doesn't want to drive. She wants mama to be the Uber driver.
Don't call Auntie Loretta. Don't learn. Or don't let them know you know how.
Okay. So eventually we're going to get that driver's license, but she's not quite there yet. But it is, I've had to try to teach her that she's strong and that she can do anything she puts her mind to, because life is going to come at us in different ways. And I think as long as she realizes that if she wants to achieve it, she can get there. And it's baby steps. I had to remember that her steps and her journey is not going to be my steps or my journey, but that's okay.
Or like your son.
Or like my son.
And that's with any child, though.
Exactly.
And because you told me autism, but you called it...
Well, she has Asperger's, which is a form of autism.
And usually when we hear about that, because you saw the Tony Braxton saying her son had autism, and you don't think that they go on to have regular lives and that they're regular when you make those kind of promos. So I love how you are sharing your story to tell people she's gone to high school, she's gone to college, she's learning to drive, because that's important. That is super important.
Yes. And that's the thing about autism. It's on so many different spectrums. You have hers is more social. So especially in high school, she really had a hard time adapting. So unfortunately, we had to kind of put her into a different environment. And Concord Academy is an awesome, smaller private school that was available for her right there at the corner of Walnut Grove and Mendenhall. And that environment was what she needed.
Okay.
So, and you have to do that. And then you flip to the other spectrum. And I have a son that attended MUS and goes to Georgetown now. And how do you continue to love on both of them? And you treat them as equal, but you give them individually what they need. And I think my greatest joy, as much as I do jewelry, I'm the paparazzi lady.
And we're going to talk about that. You see her name in the credits. She's always providing. And I have on a piece today. I don't have the earrings on. But I like what you just said. You love them equally, but you treat them differently because they are different.
Yes.
And I read Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages, and that changed my whole way of parenting and even being a daughter and a mother and a friend, because people do have love languages, and that's for another show.
Yes.
But I wanted people to understand you do have to treat them differently. They deserve you to treat them differently.
Yes.
But love them the same.
Yep. And to make them feel whole and to make them feel, it's just like I was talking to somebody the other day. So think, for instance, like when I think about work, you have some people that want you to call their name out in person and they want the praise and they want you to clap. But then there's another person that you can just pass by and say, you did a great job. So you have to figure out what is it about that person and how do they need to be praised? Yeah. How do they need to feel whole? How do they need to feel secure?
And appreciated and
loved.
And that's in any relationship.
Exactly.
You don't treat people like cookie cutters. So that's that. But I want to, and then you work for corporate America, so you don't have this excuse of, well, I would start my own business, but you started your own business and you're very successful, I might add, at it.
Yes. And that's been something I've been struggling with. I've been wanting to do something fun. And Paparazzi Jewelry has afforded me that. I mean, it's a great business. We have different starter kits depending on what you want to get going. But what I love about it, it's how it makes women feel. And it's not just women. We have jewelry for everyone. And it's $5. It's nickel-free, lead-free. And
it's always $5. It's not a special. And it comes with earrings.
Comes with earrings.
And it doesn't look like it costs $5. Trust me, I would not wear it or talk about it if it looked cheap. So you have to contact Keisha Mack on Facebook and all that good stuff to find out more about that. But so how do you balance having a corporate job? And because some people think just because you have a business, you need to quit your corporate job. And I tell them, that's what I did, but I was called out of corporate America to do this show. But it's not for everybody because you'll quit. So use corporate America as your launching pad if you feel like you're called to have a business or a ministry. Don't just, have an attitude and go and quit because God gives you something or you feel like you're called to something different. So to stay on your job. You have a plan.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, I would tell anybody, corporate America, preparation has been everything. I've been on my job 15 years, and all the things that I've learned along the way, I probably work for one of the best companies in the city. Training, traveling, development. The one thing that I will never forget, and somebody always told me, learn to be your best advocate. So for me, my strength lies in networking, as far as not the networking out for someone else, but I had to learn to network for myself. But at work, people say, everyone. And that's what I try to do. When I meet a person, where do I connect with them? What will I maybe need to learn from them along the way? And I'm not ready to quit my job because I have a great schedule. I do a 3-day shift, and then I have 4 days off. So in those spare days, that's what made me look to do a home-based business. You know, I thought, I used to sub. So I thought, do I go back to the school system and sub? I worked in the hotel industry. I used to work for Promise Hotels before Hilton bought us out.
Too.
So all those different things I kept thinking. And then I thought, I don't want to be tied down to hours.
Yeah.
And I want to be available to continue to support my daughter and my mom. My parents are retired, and I have a brother and a sister-in-law, and my nephew's here in the city. And so, I wanted that flexibility, and doing my own jewelry business affords me that.
Affords you that.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. I think everyone should own a business. Well, whether it's full-time, you do it full-time, part-time, as needed, but there is some business, some talent, some gift that you have. And if you haven't figured it out, find a multi-level marketing kind of business like Mary Kay or Paparazzi or that tea, but just find something else so that you are not so dependent on just one check, because you want to do other things, and sometimes you have to use your check to pay for all the household things. So, and then your side hustle can be what funds, college or trips or days at the spa. So that's why I chose you as one of my phenomenal women for International Women's Month, because you do a lot, and not just for yourself, but for everybody else. So you are definitely a phenomenal woman.
Well, thank you very much, and I feel honored to be in great company.
See, she does that back all the time. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Here at Durham School Services, we are looking for employees who act in a safe manner, serve as great team members, and provide exceptional customer service to all we serve.
All right, everybody, we're still here at the Crescent Club and celebrating International Women's Month. And who can do an International Women's Month without someone who is definitely international? My good friend Hamanti Basu is here to talk about her life and authentic Indian dance that she performs all over the entire world. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Loretta. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. And I'm going to represent myself as an international woman, and I'm going to talk about it. So it's going to be really a great honor for me. Thank you so much.
And when I was putting the show together, and of course, my production team, the Feline Company, he was like, well, what are we going to do? And I said, I'll get back with you. And then I got this great idea, and he and I worked through it, and it's just been amazing to have you all come on the show. And so I said, I got to get Hamanti on here. And it came together so fast. And so Ruth is like, and then Ruth said, you got to get her on here too, because you're definitely, I know you from Memphis. You're from Germantown, Memphis, right? No, tell us where you're from.
So originally I'm from India. It's like eastern part of India, and now last 10 years I've moved to United States for my husband's work, and last 4 years in Memphis, enjoying Memphis. Yes.
Enjoying Memphis. And so you also have a beautiful daughter?
I do have, and she's a teenager. She's 18, going to be 18, and she's graduating from high school this summer.
Okay. So you've been here for 10 years, and you're definitely like one of my favorite sisters. I just love you from the moment we first met.
Yes.
And I've seen her perform, and you guys will get a little snippet of that. So how long have you been a dancer?
It's been quite a long time, and I started my learning from my childhood. Actually, my mom is my inspiration to go to this performing arts. So she pushed me in when I was like 5 years old, maybe. So I started taking lessons then, and with the studies and the schooling stuff, and it get a little tougher for me. So I quit in between. Then I moved back to dance again. So I could feel later that it was my passion and something which I desire all the time. So I moved back to dancing again, and then went back to college. So I quit dancing for quite often. Like I've been performing here and there, but I was not really into taking a proper lesson. So then we got married. I got a baby, and so there was no hope for me to continue this profession. So then we moved to United States and like 10 years back, and for his work. Then I started exploring. When I started staying alone here, I said, no, this cannot be my life. I had to get back to my passion. So that time I didn't have my permit to work and all the stuff, those stuff is always there with us, being an immigrant. So I started volunteering for different occasions. So in our community, in the Indian community, and in some other community, I started pulling kids together And I said, hey, you have an occasion so I can choreograph and I can teach you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that time I used to live in an apartment. I started pulling kids at my place in the evening, and I really enjoyed working with them together. So I volunteered myself. In Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
So in Smyrna, I've been there for a couple of, I've been maybe few months, maybe 5-6 months I've been there. I teach to pull all the kids together and start teaching them. It was all volunteer. So then I started realizing, hey, I should be like a full-time dancer now. So I started getting into my profession. I started taking my, the part I used to take before the lesson. I started going back to my regular schedule, the practicing and everything, and now I'm here.
And now you're here, and she's teaching this dance to a lot of other people, not just children, because I've seen your performance. Yes. She has adults of all ages, just guys. She has, anybody can learn this dance. And one thing that I was told, you do authentic, like way back in the day, kind of real authentic Indian dance. And I know when you are dancing, your movements are so fluid. I don't know. One day I'll take a class, but right now, can you tell me, because you do a lot with your hands and your feet, so tell me, when you're doing something like this, what are you doing?
We do.
Well, show them the proper way, because I just showed you the incorrect way.
The form we do is typically it's an Indian classical dance. So I actually want to hold the root, and I don't want to. I know people are doing a lot of experiment and fusion and stuff. We do that, but holding the originality of the form, what we do, what we learn from our childhood. Because Indian culture is very different, is very varied. We have several dance forms, so each is different from the other one. So the form I do, it's traditional, it's very traditional, and it's also called a temple dance. So it depicts the sculpture of the Indian architects. So all the moves we show in our dance is about the architecture, the sculpture, and everything we see in the temple. And so mostly it's like all hand movement, the postures, and your feet movement, and everything shows, because it's a body language. We are performing. We are the performance. Performance means like we tell the story to the audience like through our body language. Okay. We show all that stories, even if we depict a mythological character. So we show through our body language. Okay. So all about your facial expression, your hand postures, which is called mudras, and your feet movement. You dance along.
Mudras, okay.
The mudras, it's called the mudras. So we show all the hand stuff, like it's called mudras, and the facial expression we show, it's like everything you can show in your face. Like being an audience, you don't know anything what I am doing. So you will sit on your audience, the sit, and you will see, and maybe she wants to say this. So I'm not speaking, I'm showing through my body language. That's about Indian classical
dance. I gotta learn that. I can say a lot through body language.
It's about your facial, it's about your eyes, and how you depict the story through.
Oh my goodness. And I gotta ask you this, because I've asked Ruth too, and she's even given me one of these. And what's it called?
It's called Vindi.
Yes, right. Okay, and you wear that, is it part of your...
because, we have to make our face very prominent. So it's all the makeup, the eye makeup, what we do is just because a lot of light and everything, and people see on the back from there, you have to make your face very visible. Okay. So we have to do proper makeup and dance, so that it's like, significantly you can see your face and the features and your expressions. Because I know I saw where you had the markers, you had the toes done, you had the ankles done, you had... So make your body parts more prominent from the audience.
And I see how you just do that little hip thing, and you have all... I'm going to take some lessons, and I'm going to show you. But what's going to happen...
No, you are such a great inspiration for all of us. Yeah, and it's in Memphis community. She is wonderful.
Oh, my goodness. Check us in the mail. I will be broke by the time I pay all these lovely women on here. Okay, so what I want you to do, and we're going to take a break, but I want you to just show them, and I'll be on the side. I don't want them to see me yet. We'll come back and I'll do it with you another show. But she's going to give you some moves, just a few, to show you what we've been talking about. When I say she is simply amazing, so good that you are going to want to learn this traditional Indian dance too. So don't go anywhere. Get ready to stand up so you can learn some Indian moves. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Here at Durham School Services, we are looking for employees who act in a safe manner, serve as great team members, and provide exceptional customer service to all we serve.
right. I'm coming with you. That's it.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. All right. I told you, you have to watch. It's like watching in 3D. You got to watch her face. You got to watch her hands, her feet. She is super amazing. And I'm telling you, the day will come when I will be able to do what she's doing with her. So thank you so much for doing this.
So much.
International Women's Day. You are my phenomenal woman for
you
celebrating
so much.
International Women's Day. This is my sister all the way from India. So let me tell you, you can find her. We'll make sure you have her information for those who are interested in taking traditional Indian dance. As always, think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way, and we'll see you very soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Right now, I mean, I would tell anybody, corporate America, preparation has been everything. I've been on my job 15 years, and all the things that I've learned along the way, I probably work for one of the best companies in the city. Training, traveling, development, the one thing that I will never forget, and somebody always told me, learn to be your best advocate. So for me, you know, my strength lies in networking, as far as not the networking out for someone else, but I had to learn to network for myself. But at work, people say you know everyone, and that's what I try to do. When I meet a person, where do I connect with them?